Hello, all of you being gloriously wonderful people. This is the Vapid Imperator, or Imperator if you prefer to call it that, and about to find out if it'll off-road. This is the most voted for vehicle this week, coming in with 18 votes. You can vote for the vehicles you want to see featured in Will It Off-Road by clicking on the link in the description down below, and thank you both to Kippy and Donkey. They're talking about my news video, I think, about the Diamond Casino and Resort DLC. That at the time I'm recording this, voiceover has not yet been released, but by the time this video goes live, will have already been out for either close to a week or maybe even a month or more. I haven't quite yet decided what I'm going to do with Will It Off-Road once the DLC drops. I may do the hidden vehicles for Will It Off-Road for a short time, like I did last time, so this may be like a month away before this even happens. Anyways, so a muscle car in the dirt, and it looks like it's about to rain, so that could be a problem. Quite the crew behind me in support vehicles. Couple Arena War vehicles, couple not Arena War vehicles. It was quite the crew that we had for our ascent here. You can see I'm struggling quite a bit to not only keep this thing going in a straight line, but to also find grip. I eventually do figure it out, don't worry. Way back in the day, when this was still a hidden vehicle for Arena War, believe it or not, like before it was released, right here, I can never get the car past this section. I'm not sure what was going on with that. Pardon my loud chair. But it wasn't even an issue today, but if you saw the Will It Off-Road Fails video, then you know I never even bothered doing the hidden vehicles. Yeah, there's Commander managed to get ahead of me. He drives this car all the time, though. I mean, that's his Imperator. Believe it or not, these are both Apocalypse Imperators as well. I just chose to clean mine up and make it look like a normal street car, but it is still an Apocalypse Imperator. I'm going to say it both ways just to make everybody happy. But yeah, it's a car that you really struggle to find the grip, and it understeers quite a bit. So what you can do is actually use the oversteer that you get when you're on the throttle to counteract the understeer that you get just from normal turn-in. It's a bizarre way to drive, and it means the back end just wiggles everywhere. And because of that, it often struggles to put its power down, though we're going to see it do something pretty cool. The great thing about the car is it does have a lot of really low-end grip. As long as you're really light on the throttle, you can get the car to grip and climb pretty well. You're going to see it here in just a second as we get to the final little climb on the back of the rocks, and you'll see it again on the controlled descent. This thing actually can do some impressive stuff. What's not impressive is I forgot to turn off the notification sound again. So look, I'm going to be real gentle on the throttle here. Basically come to a stop and then just barely giving any gas, and it just goes right on up. No problem at all. And it is up 3 minutes, 7 seconds. Will the Imperator off-road? Surprisingly, yes. Muscle cars usually don't do very well. There's very few that have ever gotten under 3 minutes. Matter of fact, there may not be any. That makes this the second muscle car, though, behind the weaponized Tampa by about 5 seconds. So, yeah, 302 is our best muscle car. It's 86th overall, though, coming in just behind the Obey Rakoto. So, a slow SUV or a muscle car will get you up the mountain in about the same time. However, going down may not be as easy. So, one other issue this car has is it doesn't have the best brakes, like a lot of muscle cars in the game. That's why I'm being very cautious here, because I didn't want to go flying off the mountain. But I do get into trouble now and then, as you'll see here in a little bit. So far, so good, though, because I'm managing to keep the speed off. But there I bounced, managed to land just off the side of the trail. But again, the grip at the low speed that this thing has when you're not on the gas is kind of impressive. And even though it's starting to rain, in the rain, watch this thing. Again, little bit overzealous in the throttle, but then I let off, found where it'll grip, and it just drives right up. There's not many vehicles, not even many off-road vehicles, that can do that well with the low speeds. Normally, if they don't have grip at the high RPMs, they don't have grip at the low RPMs either. So our lack of brakes in the rain are gonna bite me in the ass right here, but check this out. Yep, 6 stunt. Managed to land that. I got so lucky right there, honestly. That was totally by accident. So if that came up on your bingo card, the accidental 6 stunt, I think that qualifies. Almost off the edge there. You can see by looking at where a couple of the icons are, a couple people are already off the trail, taking kind of the express route down to the bottom of the mountain. It happens. People fall off the mountain. I'm the only one. Sven was on the bike. I'm the only one that has to like take it serious and, you know, try to get a good performance. Everybody else, you know, they get to just goof off and have a good time, and you can join in that good time and hear everything that was happening if you are a Vainglorious channel supporter, because I upload... Ooh, yeah, we're off the track again. I upload a behind-the-scenes version of Vapid Offroad a day early, so on Sundays instead of Mondays, so you'll get to see the results. Plus, instead of this voiceover, you get to hear everything that happened in Discord when we were recording the video, and this one was particularly hilarious. Lots of laughter in this one. And there's a couple different ways you can do that. Through Patreon by becoming a Vainglorious supporter on Patreon with a monthly pledge, or if you are a Twitch subscriber or a YouTube member. All 3 of those will get you access on Discord to our Vainglorious supporters text channel. And that is where I post the link every Sunday for you to be able to view those unlisted videos. And that's the only way to watch them. So if you want to see the behind-the-scenes version and get the results day early, then you can do so. But the Imperator, surprisingly, I normally don't do any type of descent in the rain, but I mean, it's not like it had the best grip anyway. So I figured the rain would really be all that big of a deal. Plus, it's not the ascent. The time doesn't matter so much in the controlled descent. We don't really, I don't rank the cars based upon how they do in the descent. It's just here to see and talk about, and it did fine. It was easy to control, but the braking was an issue. Another issue is Commander Hobo rear-ending me and then shoving me into the path of a tractor. What'd that woman call me? And how does she know? Anyways, so we are gonna head back down the mountain now that we're at the top for our damage descent, just to see how well this thing can deal with, you know, smashing into a few rocks. At the moment, I tend to be stuck in the tree, but again, light on the throttle, kind of wiggle back in around a little bit, and we're good. Sven on his death bike, well, it's lived up to its name, and he's dead again. You know, we're doing a bike for me here in a minute, so we'll get to see plenty of that. Trust me, some epic deaths, in fact. It's going to be entertaining. Just keep watching. You may be thinking, the Sovereign yawned. No, trust me. It's exciting in several ways. Imperator doing fine. I mean, what I'm surprised by is the fact that even though this is a DLC car, if you look, it is starting to take some body damage. Not a lot. Not like other cars would. But there is some body damage starting to occur on this car, other than, you know, the normal door panels and things that have fallen off. So, kind of impressive. I didn't know the Arena War cars had any type of damage model in it. I guess I've just not been paying attention. But especially up there by the left headlights, you can see it. And then again on the right front fender. It's banged up, and there is a little bit of deformation. Deformation? How do you say that word? I don't really know. Trying the best to get turned around. Commander Hobo courteously came to a stop for me there. Sven has died again. Wish I could have been back there to watch that. Got a little stuck here. Commander does some sort of Commander did some sort of little pirouette with the bridge there. I don't know really what was happening with those two. I just chose to drive off and let them have their moment. But the bumpy muddy bit, not this car's strong point at all. Into the wood pile. Backing up to get lined up for the final little bit of our damage descent. Shacknader already down, and we are now down 2 minutes flat, basically. So let's take a look at the damage on the Imperator. All the windows and all the lights gone. Hood, trunk, right door, gone. Left door won't close. There's bent wheels, and I know the back wheels are already kind of stance, but the other wheels are bent, and there's moderate body damage. But that is going to bring us to a look almost at the next vehicle. But first we have to take a look at the damage on the other two vehicles that managed to make it all the way down. So that brings us to the Western Sovereign. The most voted for vehicle this week with 18 votes. A little light on the voting, though the video for next week already has 130 something for a specific vehicle. So thank you for those votes. And we are off. And yes, I feel sorry for you for spending all your money like right before the DLC came out. So the Sovereign, Independence Day celebration exclusive vehicle. You can only buy it once a year. Unless you've already bought it, then you can buy it anytime you want and have a garage full of them. I have appropriately fitted mine with America license plate, and this is on my second character. We don't get to take a look at him very often because he's usually in a car, and it's not the player that I play with in most of my other videos. So my news videos, you're almost always looking at my first character. So this is the younger brother to the first character, and he owns the Sovereign. And interesting thing about the Sovereign, it is nowhere near the fastest motorcycle in the game. Not by a long shot. This thing's slow out on the streets. However, here in the dirt, that slow speed climbing up a mountain, yes, okay, can you see? Climbing up the mountain, it's actually... the slowness of it is actually helping it out because there's no wheel spin from it. I can push it at its absolute limit and keep it just moving forward. There's no drama because it's bouncing all around due to high speeds that you get on a lot of the other bikes. And because of that, it's getting a really good time. I mean, look how far up we are already at the minute-and-a-half mark. I mean, we can almost see the top of the mountain. And this thing is just soldiering on, just without any real drama, no real effort. Does have a pretty wide turning radius, but, you know, that's to be expected on a bike of this style. I mean, there's the top up there. We're not even at 2 minutes. You know this thing's going to get a fantastic time. I mean, some of our top off-roaders haven't gotten this far in this amount of time. Also makes me wonder if I couldn't go back with some of the faster bikes and maybe get a better time out of them. Or if it was just the fact that they are faster, therefore you have more speed, and so they bounce around a lot more. That might be what slowed them down. I kind of want to go back and analyze some of those once I get some free time to do so. But man, this Sovereign, it's full throttle all the way, running just as fast as it can right up the mountain, which is fast enough to turn in a very impressive performance as it has climbed Mount Chiliad, because we are up to the top, 2 minutes, 31 seconds. Will the Sovereign off-road? Yeah, I'd say so. I was blown away by that. Driving it up, I knew it got up, you know, decent time. Motorcycles always do. I had no idea that I had just beaten the top bike by 8 seconds. And that it put this in the second overall fastest land vehicle by 3/10,000ths of a second. That's right. This thing got up quicker than the trophy truck. Only the Camacho beat it. So, what just happened? Oh, hi, Shaq. Yeah, Shaq got stuck in a tree. So, rip. It happens, you know. It was an interesting line he chose to take. And it bit him in the ass. So, going back downhill is a bit of a challenge because of the speed. You got to keep it slow because this thing has no brakes at all. Just none. I mean, it's a motorcycle, so it's light, so it does stop. And, of course, just like the last vehicle, it started raining. I thought about calling it off, but I thought, it shouldn't impact it that much because it's not all that fast to begin with. And it doesn't really have an issue with losing grip and sliding around, so it should be fine, yeah? Yeah, it should be fine. Who knew, though, that a chopper-style bike, a cruiser-style bike at that, not really a chopper, would get such good performance in the hills like this? I expected it to bog down and not be able to stay in the right gear like a lot of the slower vehicles do, but nope. It chose its gears wisely and managed to just soldier right up that mountain. And now, right back down without a whole lot of drama. You know, kind of bouncing around here and there as I go over some jumps, but I mean, that's to be expected. It's nothing that was ever out of control. I mean, this is effortless. And it's just kind of unreal. And all along, this thing's just been sitting in my garage. Every once in a while, I get it out for the 4th of July. Or if it happens to come up when I play car lottery on the rare times that I do play on my second characters. So, who knew? Just absolutely who knew? But of course, the damage descent's coming on a motorcycle, so we can't say much yet. We are down 2 minutes 16 seconds. You may notice our icon speeding towards me. Yeah, that was Commander. And then I nearly got ran over by Sven. So we're back at the top of Mount Chiliad. By the way, that's not the only time Commander's going to run over me in this video. So, motorcycles and this mountain don't get along, and you can kind of see what's going to happen right now. Yep. There's the first one. Definitely not the only one. Started off in a really bad spot here. Not a lot I could do, so I just accepted my fate. Let it happen. There's number 2. Wasn't even on the bike that time, as we see Commander flying about. However, this time I am in a fairly decent spot. I have a little valley I can get down into here fairly easily. And my bike is just at the bottom of that. Currently getting run over by a lot of trucks. So I just have to walk down this little bit of a valley, get back on the bike, and hopefully not get run over by anybody in a big bad truck. Yes, honk honk. So back on, and immediately ram into Commander as a thank you for, you know, that little bit that he gave me earlier. And yeah, fell off the bike. And again, there's a big dot coming right towards me. Get on the bike. Quickly, quickly. Okay, he doesn't have a lot of momentum, so I'll just try to get out of his way here. There we go. Yeah, don't worry. Not the only time these two are going to tango. Back on the bike, though. Managed to not get knocked off, but not so lucky here. Ooh, there's a bad engine rattle. And ow, that took a lot of my health. So I'm not in good shape here. One more hit, and I'm done for. So, trying to run down to my bike. And hi, Commander. Thanks for killing me. Yeah, that's the way it went. And that's not the only time I'm going to be killed by another player. Yeah, seriously. So the bike had a really bad engine rattle just before I fell off of it. So it's not in very good shape, as I do like a super jump there somehow. That was one heck of a jump. I think somebody was trying to offer me a ride, and of course I have to decline. Can't have any assistance. They can assist each other all they want, but I can't have any actual intentional assistance. Somebody accidentally rams me when I'm stuck, so be it, but, you know. Trying to find my bike, and it is way down here, being guarded by the support trucks, which are all actually trucks this week. Another big shocker. For the first time ever, Fat Cube's already down before everybody else. Gonna head on into the tunnel. However, Shacknator had a bit of a crash. I crashed into him. Sven crashed into my bike and blew it up, making this damage descent a DNF. Because the bike is totally destroyed now. Yeah. I'll wander back over here to where I actually died. Just underneath the railroad tracks. Hopefully I don't get run over by a train. Though that would be fitting for how this video has gone so far. So there is the culprit right there. His vehicle's hissing at me. And there's my poor bike. Total loss. Had an incident with the Dutch. And a dead rider ×4. Shacknator's truck on fire. Yeah, just a bad time for everybody. Everybody involved. But it was hilarious and it was a lot of fun. So that's going to do it for this week's Will It Off-Road. Don't forget to go vote for the vehicles that you want to see featured in upcoming Will It Off-Road videos. And don't forget, there's a link to Will It Off-Road Bingo in the description down below, so you can play along with that as well. And if you get bingo, make sure you put it in the comments. So far, the guy who ran over and blew up my bike is only one has won bingo, and he's done it twice. So, anyways, until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.